So Sri Krishna has started teaching Arjuna, and the central doctrine of the immortality of the soul, that we are not mere creatures of flesh and blood, fated to be born yesterday and die tomorrow. That there is to us a core of existence, of spiritual self, which is immortal, which is not born with the birth of the body, which does not age with the aging of the body, which does not fall prey to disease or decay with the body, and which does not die with the passing away of the body. That self we are. This is the central teaching. If there's one thing you take away from the Bhagavad Gita, it's the doctrine of the immortality of the self. I like that beautiful example of the wave. I often use it. A very cute example. Imagine in the Atlantic Ocean, a little wave is born, and as little waves do, it makes other little wave friends, and it goes to wave school maybe. But very soon, life is not all fun and games, because life is, of course, first of all, very wet, being a wave. But then it finds some other waves are mean to it, some are friendly, and there are some waves so big, and the little wave looks at them and thinks, oh, they are fantastic. I wish I could be like them. I'll never be like them. Envy, And there are other waves which are smaller than it. Maybe there are bubbles and foam, and the little wave looks at them and thinks, what losers? Contempt. And then the worst of all problems comes, that it sees the shore rushing up, the Atlantic shore rushing up, maybe Long Island or something coming up, and it looks in horror and asks its friends, what's happening there? Oh, that's where waves go to die. What? I'm going to die? Yes. No, I don't want to die, but you have to. Everybody has to die. You go and crash against the shore and you die. And he's horrified. It's the inevitability of death, the fear of death. But luckily, there is a wave Gita class going on, and is fortunate enough to go there, and he hears that yes, waves die, but then we are actually not waves. Essentially, we have this wave form, but essentially we are water. There is something called water, which this water, the water does not die. You go and slam into the rocks there, you just lose the wave form. You are water, you're still water. You're spray now, you're foam now, you're water vapor, whatever you are. You are always this water which does not die. And after some time, the wave realizes what water is. And look at the results. First of all, it realizes, oh, all of them, the big, huge wave which I was jealous of, that's also water, I am water. And the little wave I was contemptuous of, we are exactly the same water in me and in that wave. There is no jealousy, no envy or contempt. And greatest of all, that fear of death is completely gone. It's a change of form, from a wave form to maybe spray or foam or whatever, change of name. And yet I remain exactly the same. Not only that, another great thing which comes is, as water, as wave, I'm separate from each wave. That is another wave and that's another wave, and I am a wave. But as water, all waves are me. I alone am in all waves are in me. Sarva bhuteshu chatmanam, sarva bhutani chatmani. All beings are in the self, the existence, consciousness, bliss. And that I, as that existence, consciousness, bliss, I am in all beings. So that realization comes. So it's a very nice example. And by the way, examples have their limitations. So don't think that, yeah, but the big wave still has more water. I may be water, but that's the limitation of the example. But from the point of view of Brahman, existence, consciousness, bliss, there is no more or less. It is one indivisible being. It's not more, somebody has more Brahman, Sri Ramakrishna has more Brahman, I'm little less Brahman, lower grade. No. We are all the same Brahman. And not that we are parts of the same Brahman or the same type of thing. There is no difference of type. The philosophy, they'll say type token difference. There is no type token difference here. It is one reality. We are exactly that. All of it, totally, completely. Got me started on my favorite subject. But Sri Krishna has introduced it in a very simple way. You are not the body. You are the one in the body. In fact, Vedanta makes a distinction between body, mind, and the self. So, this changing body, and inside the embodied one, which is a changing mind also. Intellect, mind, memory, these are also changing. And you are the consciousness in which the mind is operating, and through the mind the body is experienced, and so on. That is what he has taught. And very poetic language. He says, it is not that there was ever a time when I was not. It's not that there ever was a time when you were not. Not that there was ever a time when these kings, assembled warriors and kings, were not. Nor indeed will there be a time when they will not be. You see, we are all here right now, there's no doubt. Arjuna has no doubt that we are all here. Krishna is there, Arjuna is there, all the assembled friends and enemies are here. But our question is, where did we exist before the birth of this body? Our question is there anything after the death of this body? So Krishna says, yes, this is the eternal truth of all religion. All religion says there is something which was there, you were there before the birth of this body, and there is something that lasts beyond the death of the body.